Many of you likely remember the case of Mark Houck and his family, who were accosted at their home due to unfounded FACE Act allegations. On an early September morning in 2022, Mark Houck, his wife, and their 7 children were awakened by a horde of FBI agents at their Pennsylvania home. The agents handcuffed Houck and took him into custody in front of his family. The reason for this violent arrest? The DOJ charged him with violating the FACE Act, accusing him of pushing an elderly pro-abortion escort outside of Planned Parenthood. In February of 2023, Houck was acquitted of all charges and joined our program to discuss the raid, his acquittal, and how he's taking action against the FBI and DOJ. He also recently announced that he's running for Congress. Let's take a look back at his story. Mark, hello, and congratulations on the recent verdict from the jury. We at EWTN have been praying for you, and we're really glad to welcome you onto the show today. Talk to me about why you've decided to sue the FBI.
Well, thanks, Prudence, for the time, and all glory be to God for the victory. And the reason that we're going to pursue justice in this way is because the government and the Department of Justice, FBI, need to be held accountable. And they need to know that they cannot discriminate based upon viewpoint, and that's really what was the issue here, is that because I was a pro-lifer, because it is post Roe v. Wade, all that they came after me in an overly aggressive way. We agreed that we would come into the city of Philadelphia to present ourselves should we be indicted. And there was no need to put my children in danger. There was no need to intimidate, humiliate, and scare, potentially harm my children and terrorize my family.
Sure. And Mark, I want to focus on what you said to those agents that morning before they arrested you. You said, "I know why you're here. You're here because I rescue babies." Mark, why have you chosen these abortion mills as your battlefield?
Well, it's the primary battlefield of the day, if we can use that terminology. It's a fight that is the most important, and we engage in that battle in a spiritual way. It's a spiritual fight, and we know that there's powers and principalities involved in the evil of abortion, and so we take our weapon, our rosary, our prayers, and our fasting, and our charisms to help women and men in a difficult situation. And so all life and everything begins with in the womb. So if we don't get that right, we're all in danger. And so we have to begin there as the primordial battle of the day.
Yeah. And Mark, I'm sure it's not easy to think back on this, but would you share with me and our viewers how those FBI agents treated you after the arrest, once they had taken you into custody?
Sure, happy to do it. The journey was a difficult one, but we rejoiced in the trial and the persecution. So I was taken to the federal building in Philadelphia, about 100 yards away from Independence Hall, where our rights were established. And so when I got to the federal building, I was shackled in my belly, shackled in my feet, and chained to a table for 6+ hours. I don't know if that's normal standard procedure or not. Doesn't seem to be, but nonetheless, we will be learning more about that over the coming months. And then I was transferred to the U.S. Marshals in the same fashion, shackled. When they were at my house, they didn't allow me to put any clothes on. They didn't allow me to get socks on. They didn't allow me to say goodbye to my wife and my children. It was done in a way to humiliate, as I said, intimidate, and instill fear, and especially in fear in pro-life America.
Houck and his wife filed lawsuits against the FBI and DOJ in November of 2023. They are seeking more than $4 million in damages from the Biden administration. At the time of our recording, the government has not yet responded to the suits. Houck told EWTN News Nightly correspondent Eric Rosales that he hopes this lawsuit gives a voice to his fellow pro-lifers who have been indicted under the FACE Act.
My heart goes out to them, and they have my prayers, and I know some of those people personally. So, I encourage them, and I hope they're encouraged by this, because it is an injustice. This FACE Act is unconstitutional and its application is completely lawless.
And what happened to Houck and his family has moved him to run for Congress. He says in his platform, quote, "I have seen firsthand what an out-of-control government can do to its citizens. I will fight to protect all people and their rights under God and our Constitution. My platform is based on common sense."